Joolse here from Joolsedesigns and JT Creations. So this is again crafting on a budget, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a go at making stencils. Now if you've got a Cricut or a scan and cut or any of those cutting machines, you know, great, you can buy Mahalo, you can cut out on acetate, dough flex, any of those. But this, I do have a scan and cut, and I do make my own stencils, but sometimes just for ease I like to make them, you know, when if I've been cutting dies out. There you can see I've been cutting fairies out. Now because it's on a card, obviously I can't use that one because that one went off, but I will use those bees, ballet dancer, the little fairies, and you know, as long as it's not paint, it should last you a few times. You just have to watch with these little bits here, you know, when you're sort of like going round, because they will move. But if it's small, so we've got that one there. I was cutting out woodland creatures, and again it was done on craft card, and I can do some nice little stencils with that. I was just checking out some of my punches, and you know, you've got the edge punches. That's a rose one, so that's ideal. That's just on paper. And I've got some acetate. Now what I did with that one, I don't know whether you can see, I just cut some little circles out on just a bit of scrap acetate that was left over. That one, my grandchildren a few years ago went to Disney, and they brought me a Tinkerbell punch, and what I've done is I've cut out 2 Tinkerbell punches, one that way, and then I turned it over, so I've got them both facing. So we're going to have a play with that today. Another one, I've got some little tiny punches, butterflies, hearts, stars, just little tiny ones like that, and squares. And again, you know, it just makes a nice border. This one was cut on the back of a pad, you know, the cardboard pad that you get. I usually keep these because I use them as covers for my, just 2 seconds. I'm back. That was my husband bringing me a cup of tea in. Yeah, and that one I just, I can't remember, can't see whether, oh no, that was a die cut. So you can use your die cuts. That was a punch just in the corner. So what we'll do is we'll have a play first. I've just got some a sheet of white paper. Just, it's an A3. I have an A3 printer. I'm quite lucky like that. So, and what I've got is I've got these. You can use these things, but when it comes to stenciling, if I'm just wanting sort of like soft edges, I find I've got more control with these. You can use makeup sponges that you can get for you get them in a big pack from the cheap shops. And I've got one there, you can see that I've been using it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some blues out. I'll try the harmonies because I've not tried these with stenciling. So this is baby blue. And what I usually do is, that's it. I'm going to do it all baby blue. And that one's just half for once, that's fine. Whoops. You have to be careful, you know, hold them. If you lose it, you can find it again. I would practice on a bit of paper first. Alright, so we've used that one, so now we'll go for a deeper. This is ocean blue. So this one will go a little bit deeper. And I'm just holding it on, and I'm just gently going round the other side. Yeah, I've got a couple of lines, don't worry about it. And there we have it. I mean, if you want to do it thicker than that, you can. We'll go on to the midnight blue. And as you can see, that is quite a deep blue. Normally I would have my head right over this, and we'll just do a little bit of deep blue around here. And all I'm doing is I'm just angling it for the light. That's just me. If you wanted to do the whole lot, then you could. And then what I usually do is I just go in and missed that one. And there we are. Now I've put my hand in the ink and I've got it on there, but not to worry. I'm just showing you what you can do with these stencils. So we've got this is the card off the back of a pad, so it can be a writing pad, a scrapbook pad, anything like that. And we're going to do the top of the mushroom first. Whoops. And there you can see, yeah, it's got a couple of lines on, but it just makes it look different. And I'll take the smoked pearl. It's like a grey colour, but I'm just doing the... And there we have it. We'll go for a green, grasshopper. Oh, some of these are stuck down a bit. Just hold it back in. And I'm kind of pouncing it in rather than, you know, because the craft pad, I wouldn't go as thick as chipboard because unless it's just a shape, or if you're wanting detail, I wouldn't go as thick as chipboard because it's getting your you know, getting your ink down in that, because it's quite thick. So there we are. And then, you know, if you're kind of arty, you can even draw around it and give it a, you know, you can do it with a pencil. There you go. And give it a bit of detail. So that's cardboard. We'll use this one. So we'll go for Wee Fox, and I'm going to make him a little bit orange. So I'm looking for the, what did I use the red with? This one. And obviously, if you've got your Tim Holtz distress inks, you can use them. You can use any. I'm just using these because I've not tried them with stencils before. And there we are. Little squirrel. Again, we'll have a little red squirrel. Well, it's a little orange squirrel. A bit red on him as well. There you go. The bird we'll do in the smoked pearl. This is kind of a swallow, so I'm going to really deepen him down. So I'm going to put some blue tips on his tail. I'll do some turquoisey ones. And again, you can mix your, there you go. So his little beak hasn't shown up there. That's not a problem. There you are. And this is just from die cuts, so let me put these back, otherwise I'll get them all muddled up. And we'll have the little ballerina, and that's pink tulip we're using for that one. I'm just using a clean bit of going over her body quite. And then what we'll do is we'll use it's Sandstorm. It's not quite the skin tone I want, but just put it back. And if you kind of find you're losing detail, you can use, you know, your stencils you can use to, with a pencil in. There we are. And that's just black card. I've got the little ballet slippers here. So again, we'll use the pink tulip. I'm just pouncing it in. And we'll give a bit of this sandstone as well. Because I like to mix the inks with my stencils. I don't like them. Sometimes I do. I like them all. There. We'll have a bumblebee. So we'll get a yellow. And these were just die cuts, so now because there's kind of fine detail on the legs again, because these can lift up, I'm just pouncing that in. We'll do this one as well. Okay, and then if you wanted to use your, I'll go for a bit. We'll use a pencil. Not everybody has pens. So there's these legs. And these come into the big bit, and then I'm just cover his head. And then just do some squiggly lines on his wings. You can go around them if you want. And the same with this one, just and that's his front legs. I'm just drawing a little bit more. Bug sections come in sort of like little triangles because they've got jointed legs. And then if you wanted to and then just give the indication that that's like fuzzy, because bumblebees are like, when you look at them, they are kind of fuzzy. So just, this is meant to be a stenciling, but it's just to show you what you can do with your stencils. So that's basically it. I'll put these away and we'll cut some stencils out. And we'll do some with this card. Now what you have to remember is not all punches will punch through card. They'll punch through paper, but they won't punch through card. Sometimes they come with a sticker. Oh, I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, that one has punched through card, but this is one of the edge punches, that because it doesn't make an edge, it makes a nice stencil if you wanted to decorate the edge of your page. So there we are, and what we'll do is we'll go around the edge of the page. Right, what I'll do is I'll get some of the distress inks. And this might be a bit too light. And you have to watch, because the smaller your stencil, the small, you know, you might not get anything in it. Now I can see there's just a little bit of detail there, but this distress ink is not dark enough. And that goes with any stencil, even a stencil that you've bought. So this one's Tattered Rose. And you can see where I'm inking the, you know, the ink's going on there, but that's fine. That's going to dry in by the time you use it on a different colour. And there we are. So we've got that one. I've got a lot of punches that I've not used. This one actually still had the plastic neck on it, so I've never used this one. This was from when I was see, because it's never been used, it's kind of stuck. You can put and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that over, and I can see where the heart is there. I don't know whether I've got it straight, but never mind. I've not got it straight, but never mind. And then what you can do is you can do fancy stitching with this one. So we'll just do a bit of peacock. There you are. So if you were doing a stitching journal, and again you can, you know, you can go sort of like, if you've got a heart there, like that, and go in a line. And there you are. So that's with that card. And what you can do is you can do straights, and you can put a hole in them and hang them up on a ring. If you've got gesso, you could protect them with gesso. Gesso protects them from sort of like getting damp, but if you're just using inks and things like that, you should be all right. We'll do some with acetate now, and I'm just, now you can see that. Now I don't know whether this one's going to punch because it stuck earlier on when I was, it's not going to stick, no. If you punch it stick, you just poke them through, but no, that's not going to try it again. I think it's done it this time. Yeah. I think what it is this punch is just too old. I've hardly used it. And it's a shame because it's a pretty punch. But there you can see. So what I'll try is I'll try some WD-40 on that. You can put WD-40 on them. And I think this one's going to be the same, but we'll try it. It could be the acetate that's... Because a lot of the Do Crafts punches are meant to be for paper, and acetate is just a little bit too thick. So what we'll do is I'll try these ones. These ones I've had for ages as well, but I'm not sure what they're like with paper. Aha. So then if you were doing a knot, now I'm just holding that at a slight angle, just so I get a different angle on it. Then I'll go in from that side. You can keep all these little bits, all the little leaves. We'll try this one. This one used to be my favourite. And when you're wanting to punch, you can always check on the back of your punch if you're going to punch into something else. Yeah, see, I've punched into that, but never mind. And if you want it at a different, just turn it over and you'll get the leaf facing you like that. Move them over and we'll use this one, the ginkgo leaf. But it's a way of using your punches. Just turn that one round. Oh. And then we've got a vase. I'm just wondering if I can get this one. Yeah. So this one's all leaves and a vase. Never got the vase in properly, but never mind. So I can see, I'm not sure if that shows up on there. So I'm just going in with a bit of lilac on the vase. There we are. So we've got the vase there. And I'll get grasshopper. And I'll put a ginkgo leaf in. We'll use a bit of this. And I'm not even re-tapping it, I'm just going over it, and we'll try a different colour, maybe it's a darker colour. With like the ferny type leaf. And again, I'm not tapping it into the ink, I'm just tap it in that time. And I'm just pouncing it in, so there you can see. try a different colour with the other leaf. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a honey pot. I'm not sure what colour this will go. Oh. So one thing about using acetate, you can see underneath, and I'm just going to go over that ginkgo leaf a little bit with some of this honey pot. And there we are. And if you wanted, you could go over your vase a little bit with different colours. Try a bit of there you are. So they are quite easy to make out of just scraps of card, acetate, card from the backs of pads. You can do them with paper. I've got one here from paper. What have I done with it? Here it is. But I'm not sure how it'll stand up. So I've got the two little fairies here. I'll do them in a brighter colour so that you can see them. So we're going to have little turquoise Tinkerbells. But they're nice just to decorate, sort of like little tags, and there we are. So yeah, so it's fine. And I've got one with again with leaves. We'll do some turquoisey leaves. Go over the green. Yep, and then we've got that rose that I cut that rose out, the edge punch. So we'll see what this one looks like on paper. Again, I'm just pouncing this in rather than and it's far enough away from the edge of the paper or the card so that you can, you know, you can always protect it. Just put another piece of paper underneath. So there you are, so that's pretty. We've got a dragonfly. There you are. Oh, we've got a double heart here. I forgot about that. We'll try a different colour on the double heart. We'll try the red. In fact, what we want, we'll try the deeper red. In fact, we'll try the festive berries. And I am rubbing this one in a little bit, but I'm just, there you are. Quite cool. I'll have a go with this with the festive berries. Now I am going to rub it a little bit, although there is some sort of like little bits, little indents in the leaves that are catching with the sponge because it is only paper that I've made the stencil with. But if it was acetate or a thicker card, not too thick. There you are. Do a little festive berry. So this, I hope you get something out of that. So if you know, if you've got a project and you would like to do a bit of stenciling, but you don't stencils, but you've got either the dies, because you can cut the dies out as well. I've done that. In fact, that's what these are. They're just die cuts from a woodland die set. You know, you can make your own stencils, especially if you're like me and like to mix your stencils up a little bit and mix the colours up. But yeah, and also, so you don't have to go and buy the stencils. Again, if you've got a Cricut or one, you know, want Brother Scan and Cut, Silhouette. I'm trying to think of all the ones. I had a Puzzles, I had a Craft Robo. If you've got any of them, they all have programs with them that you can sort of like make and cut out your bits. All you need is Mahalo or Dough-Flex. It's always Dough-Flex that I've used to make my stencils in the past, although I've just got some Mahalo and it is a little bit thinner, and I'm going to have a play with that later on. So anyway, I'm waffling. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.